What's up everyone? Hey, hi, I'm back. I was kind of gone for a bit. Now I'm on summer break, so hopefully that'll change a little bit. But I'm back, gonna do a book video. So today I'm here to show you my summer reads, what I plan to read this summer, or what I'm like hoping to read. I won't necessarily read, but I really want to read. Before I start, I just want to mention a really quick announcement. I now have an Instagram page dedicated completely to my book channel. So it's just books and anything to do with books or anything. It's just a book channel dedicated Instagram. So if you want to follow that, I will leave it down in the description box below. Check it out. First book I plan to read this summer and am currently reading is Why We Broke Up by Daniel Handler and Maria Kalman. I am where the feather is right now, if you can see that. It's pretty good so far. I find it really interesting. Everything she puts in the box has a little story behind it, and it's all leading up to why they broke up, and it's kind of really cool. I really like it so far, and I think I'll probably finish that today. So the next books I plan on reading are City of Fallen Angels and City of Lost Souls. Also City of Heavenly Fire, which is coming out soon, I think. If it's not already out, I can't remember. That's bad. But I haven't read this yet, and I haven't read this yet, so I kind of have to read these two first before I read City of Heavenly Fire. But I'm really excited. I'm really enjoying this series. I didn't think I would at first, but it turns out I really like it. The next books I plan on reading this summer are, I'm just gonna grab two because I'm not quite sure how many I'll get through this summer, but the Harry Potter series, as many as I can get through. So apparently these are really good, I don't know, so I probably would get through them all really fast. I've read this way back in grade 7. I read this and I didn't have the rest of the series, so I couldn't really continue with it. But now I can, because I have all of them. So I'm gonna reread this one and I'm going to get through all of the other books. They're right here, these ones. Probably not all this summer, but most of them hopefully, or at least some of them. The next book, or books I guess I should say, that I plan on reading this summer are books that I have wanted to read for so long, and they are my favorite movies ever. And I've never read the books, but I've probably seen the extended edition of these movies 10 times or more. Like, I watch it every year, all 3 of them back to back. Those books are The Lord of the Rings, and they consist of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. I love these covers of these books. These are the movie covers, I think, so that's The Fellowship of the Ring, I think that is The Two Towers, and that is The Return of the King. But before I start those books, I would really love to read The Hobbit. The movies are coming out right now, and I am there every time they come out at the theater watching it more than once. I've seen both of them more than once, and now I own both of them. So we're waiting for the 3rd movie to come out. Really want to read the book, haven't done that yet. I'm loving the movies, have no idea what happens in the book, so I really want to read this. And I have, as I just showed you guys, like the special edition Hobbit, so I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to read yet. The next book that I really want to read, and I probably, okay, here's the thing. For some reason, I don't want to read this book, but I probably should because it's the last book in a trilogy, and that is Requiem by Lauren Oliver. I don't know if you guys remember, but way back when, I was like, oh, which book should I read? And you guys picked Requiem. And I was like, okay. And then I never read it, and I don't know why, but I have no motivation to read this book at all. But I really should read this because it's kind of the conclusion to the trilogy, and I'm pretty sure I want to find out what happens. So I'm gonna force myself to read this one. I have no desire to read it at the moment, but maybe one day I'll wake up and be like, oh, I feel like reading Requiem today. But probably not, but we'll see about that one. The next book I really want to try to get through this summer is The Infinite Moment of Us by Lauren Miracle. I tried reading this book when I came home from school, and for some reason I was in this huge reading slump, and I just had no desire to read. And the cover of this, like, that just is enough to make me want to read it. It's just so beautiful. But I'm actually really interested in the storyline too. Don't worry. The next books that I really want to read this summer are Cinder and Scarlet. I only have the first 2. I haven't read Cinder yet, which is very shocking because everyone always talks about it and everyone always says how good it is. So why not read them? They're on my shelf. I don't have to buy them. Kind of my goal this summer to read the books that are on my shelf before I buy more. if you follow me on Twitter, hint hint, you'll see that I made a tweet about it. It's probably not gonna happen. I am probably gonna buy some books. I mean, who are we kidding? Come on now. But I'm going to try to just get through a few books that I actually have on my shelf before I continue on and buy more. The next book I really want to pick up this summer is 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. Is it by J. Asher? I kind of just pulled that out of my head. Oh my goodness. Yes, it is. I'm pretty proud of myself. So I want to read this book. I got this book a while ago from my friend Maxine. I just haven't picked it up yet for some reason, but I went back and looked at the reviews, and I don't know, I feel like I've heard mixed reviews, but at the same time I feel like in my head everyone says it's a really good book. So I don't really know what's going on there, but I really want to read it now. I'm a big sucker for emotional books, as I'm a big sucker for romances. Those are just my two favorite kind of books to read, along with historical fiction. Which leads me to my next book. The next book and the last book that I am going to show you guys, because the rest are kind of just going to be like pulling off my shelf whenever I feel like reading something different. So this is the last book I'm going to show you guys that I probably plan on reading. That is The White Queen by Philip. I can never get this name right, and someone corrected me on this name once and it was like, oops. But I'm just going to say it. Philippa Gregory. I love historical fiction. I love reading historical fiction. I love learning about history. I love everything in the time period that this book is set in, and I'm really excited for this one. Anyway, those are all the books that I'm going to show you guys, the ones that I really want to read and I'm probably going to read, and then the other books will just be ones from my shelf that I just pull off at random times, and I probably will buy some throughout the summer. I mean, it's just a fact, it's gonna happen, so I'm gonna read probably some of those ones too. But I just thought I would give you guys like a little preview of what I plan to read for the summer. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my links down in the description, and I will see you guys next video. Bye! And that is The White Queen.